Murray Sheard, the head of CBM New Zealand, joins us today. And firstly, just a big old welcome to the show, Murray. It's good to have you here.
Got a day. Yeah, great to be here as always.
Yeah, so let's talk about this threat, because we're talking river blindness today. Firstly, what is it? Is it like any old blindness, or is there something quite specific about this one?
Yeah, it's not something that many people would have heard about. It's caused by a little biting fly that ends up putting infective larvae under the skin. And the reason it's not heard of much in New Zealand is that it's actually 90%, probably more than that now, is in sub-Saharan Africa. So in countries that CBM works to prevent blindness, it's a disease that can have various effects, but one of the things is it creates lesions around the eyes and starts to produce blindness, and the parasites can actually sever the optic nerve as well, which is just an awful thing, right? I mean, who would have imagined that's still around?
Oh,
But it
that's
is. But there's a good news story, and that is that there's been incredible success in combating it and preventing it.
mm,
So people are going blind from it much less than was the case through
yeah.
the work of not only CBM but a bunch of other organizations as well. Yeah.
Well, that is good news. That's really good to hear. I mean, are these larvae and these insects that you talk about, are they just common to certain areas? And when you talk about eradication, when you're talking
Mm.
about curing it, is part of that just trying to get rid of these in the communities?
Yeah, that's right. There's a type of black fly it basically hangs out near rivers, hence the name river
Mm,
blindness. So for example, where we work in Nigeria, central Nigeria, there's a lot of communities, and I visited one of them last year actually. So there's a lot of communities who are along rivers, and that was their water source. So the woman in particular would go walk long distances and come back with this parasite, and they would
mm,
eventually affect others as well.
mm,
So yeah, so basically there's a specific kind of pharmaceutical that we help administer, that if you deliver it twice a year for 10 years for a person, then it breaks the life cycle. And the great thing is that a lot of New Zealanders have been contributing to this, and for every dollar that is donated to CBM, the value is 7 times that because of the expense of the pharmaceutical, which is donated to us.
mm. So, as part of the expense, it sounds like a lot of the places that you're going to is quite rural. So, I'm guessing some of that expense would just be finding these communities, getting the medication to them.
That's right. Yes. So finding them, traveling to them, setting up and organizing with the elders, for example, for that to happen within a community. We spent time, for example, sitting in the elders' hut for the chief of that village, and going over the process, and then also finding out what else is needed as well. So, for example, if they didn't have to go upriver to get water, that would be an immediate benefit. So we've established
Mm,
boreholes. So the woman, instead of going upriver, coming back infected, can actually stay in their village. We have village boreholes set up. And they showed me how they would pump the water, they would carry it back, and then interestingly, because CBM is a disability charity, not just a blindness charity, we have managed to employ some men with disabilities, especially mobility disabilities, who couldn't walk. They are able to become the artisans that fix the boreholes when they break down. Of course, maintenance is always an issue.
mm, mm.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a very holistic engagement. It's not just about the pills. It's also about helping to transform that community. Yeah.
Mm. I'm wondering, if someone has been infected and, they've got the lesions, they've become blind, is there a way of doing surgery that will help them get their sight back, or is that it when it comes to river blindness?
Yeah, so tragically, no. Once someone has lost their sight to river blindness, that's it for them in terms of sight recovery. However, I just have in my mind, grandparents being led at the end of a stick by their grandchildren,
Mm-hmm.
so that they can get around. And it's the grandparents that we can't do anything about the fact that they are blind, but
Mm.
the grandchild will never go blind because of this program. So
Yeah.
yeah, so it's very, very exciting to see. And yeah, New Zealanders can contribute to that. And as I said, the donations are times by 7. The cbmnz.org.nz is our website. Also, you could call my friendly team on 0800 772264.
It's a
0800 772264.
It sounds like a great program. It really does, Murray. And I just love the holistic way that it's being approached. Now, if you do want to help out, if this is something that you're thinking, you know what, I would hate that for my family, for my mum and dad, or for my children, you know, I'd like to be a part of seeing this eradicated in different parts of the world, then do go to that website again. So it's cbmnz.org.nz, or of course that 0800 number, which it's gone out of my mind. Murray, you're going to have to say it again.
Okay, 0800 772264. So
Okie dokie.
0800 772264 is CBM's number.
And of course, you can be praying for that part of the world
Mm,
and the work
indeed.
of CBM as well. They do great work across, globally. Murray, it's always good to chat. Thank you so much for being a part of today's show. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Di. Appreciate it. Catch you again.
Thanks for joining us on Rhema. Now, if you found value in today's content, hit that like button. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to our channel with the subscribe button. This really helps us to continue to produce more quality content for you. And hey, if you'd like to stay updated and never miss any of our future videos, ring that notification bell as well. Don't forget to follow us on our other socials, which are in the description below. And until then, stay tuned.